Mike Reyes, aka Sergeant First Class Retired Mike Reyes, and I am back for week 2 of our Benbei instructional series for Black History Month. In celebration and honor of Black History Month, we are on our second week of learning a traditional West African rhythm on hand drums called the Benbei. So if you remember last week, I showed you the highest and the smallest drum part, right? So Benbei, in case this is your first week tuning in, is a beat that contains 6 notes. And sometimes you play on some of those 6 notes and you lay out for some of those 6 notes. So if you can count to 6, you got this, I promise. Okay, so last week we did the high drum part. And that is where you play on 1 and 2, and you rest on 3, and then you play 4, 5, and you rest on 6. So if I count it off, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the way we apply that to the drum is we use 2 of our sounds of these 6 sounds you can get out of a hand drum, 7 actually. So how that works is we use the open tone on our dominant hand and the slap tone on, on the other hand. Or you can reverse the hands, and if you prefer to slap with your dominant hand, that's cool. You can play the open tone with your non-dominant hand. Again, I'm a left-handed person, so you can literally mirror image what you're watching me do here on your screen. Okay, so just for a quick review of last week's high drum part, it looks like this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, the other review we definitely want to hit is how to get tones out of your drum. So, if this is your first week, I'll do this each week just to make sure that we really get that in there. By the way, if you want more in-depth instruction on how to get tones out of the hand drum and how to play specific beats, you can always go to WarriorBeatorg. We have an entire instructional series of videos specialized on each type of drum. So if you have a set of bongos, there's an entire bongo section. If you have a cajon, there's an entire series of cajon instructional videos. If you have some congas or a tubano, there's an entire series on that, as well as djembe. So no matter what kind of hand drum you have, we got you covered on the instructions. So if you're brand new to hand drumming and you need a resource to learn how to play, please go to WarriorBeatorg. Check out the subscription service, and when you subscribe, you get access to all of those instructional videos, as well as some play-along tracks and all kinds of awesome stuff that'll get you on the path to playing a hand drum really well. All that stuff is me instructing on each type of drum and taking you through a few beats from all over the world. So, enough about that. Let's talk about how to get hand drum tones. Okay, so first tone. If you remember from last week, the first tone is the open tone. And we get the open tone by identifying this large row of knuckles in our hand, the underneath side on your palm. And what you're trying to do is strike the drum so that it lands on this top edge but closest to you. And then it's called the open tone because we don't want to leave our hand down on the drum. We want to hit the drum and come off it. So we get the open, most resonant singing sound of the drum we can. On all 3 drums. Okay, so that is the open tone. The second tone we talked about was the bass tone. The bass tone is a palm strike center of the drum head. Okay, the playing surface is the drum head. And what I always tell people is you find that same row of knuckles and you imagine that someone drew a magic marker circle right around the edge of your hand. And that's what you want to hit the drum with. Now, it's okay if your fingers touch the head. That's going to happen. What you primarily want to be striking the drum with your palm of your hand to get that big fat bass tone, okay? So that looks like this. Okay, now the third tone is the slap tone. And the slap tone is achieved by, instead of hitting the edge of the drum with the knuckles, with the underside of the knuckles like we did for an open tone, we're going to slide our hand slightly forward and we're going to try to get that edge to hit right in the center of our palm. And what we do is we let the hand hit, and a fraction of a second after that, the fingertips whip down onto the drum head and they create the crack, that high-end crack of the slap sound. Looks like this. Here it is on the other hand. Okay, here it is spread across the drums. Okay, so that is the slap. And then the other technique we need to get ourselves through this bembe rhythm is what we call the palm fingertip technique. So if we step back and we remember how we did the bass tone, okay, we're going to hit the bass tone just like we did before, but as soon as we hit, instead of bringing our whole hand off the drum, we are going to hit the drum and roll our fingers up like this, throw them back down, and play a second note with our fingertips. Okay, and as I come down with my fingertips, I kind of catapult my hand back up to reset it to play the next bass tone. Okay, so that kind of looks like this. Other hand. There it is a little quicker, okay? So again, last week we did the highest drum part, right? And that was just an open tone on 1, slap on 2, rest for 3. Open tone on 4, slap on 5, rest for 6. So very slowly, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is our high drum part. This week, we're going to tackle the middle drum part, the medium-sized drum, not the smallest, not the largest one. And we are going to start with the palm finger technique, okay? So, out of our 6 notes in the bembe, we are going to play 1 and 2 are going to be the palm and then the fingertips, okay? So, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, I'm doing this. It works better if you do this with your non-dominant hand. So I'm a lefty. I'm using my right hand. Of course, if you're right-handed, you're going to want to use your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So 1 and 2, just 1 and 2 are palm fingers. Number 3 is an open tone. 1, 2, 3. Then number 4 is a bass tone, 4, and then number 5 is a slap. And we're going to rest for count 6. So 1 and 2 is 1 on the palm, 2 on the fingertips. Open tone on the dominant hand for 3, 3. Then we're going to play just the bass tone, 4, and then slap for 5. So very, very slowly, if I go, let's try this first. I'm going to count you off, and we are going to clap on all the counts except count 6. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, go right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So again, we're going to, 1 and 2 are going to be non-dominant hand. We're going to play palm, fingers, then 3 is open, 4 is palm, 5 is slap, and rest for 6. So slowly it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that is our middle drum part. Little faster. 1. Okay? So that, you can kind of start to hear the groove come out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it to my metronome. And the way I have my metronome set is that there's a high-pitched beep for 1, and then it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, high-pitched beep for 1. So check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay, so here's the middle drum pattern, a little faster so you can hear where we're going with it. Ready, and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that's how the metronome, for those of you who aren't musicians, is just a device that keeps perfectly steady time. And I can set it to kind of any grouping of notes, whether that's, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, all the way up. This particular one goes to like 19 or something. They don't all do that. Usually people imagine that old piano metronome with the swinging thing and it just goes click, 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 click. Well, the beauty of smartphones is they make apps for that. And you can do all kinds of awesome stuff. There's a ton of free metronomes out there on the internet. Highly recommend you downloading a free one. It will help your drumming out a ton, okay? So let me recap. So far, we have the high drum part of the bembe, which is this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have, this week, our new addition is the middle drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if you got a buddy or you got a friend that's doing this with you, or you can get together with somebody else and you got a couple of drums, go ahead and try your 2 parts together and see what happens. See if you can get this together. Maybe download the metronome, get yourself all worked out on timing. And there is the second drum part for your bembe rhythm. So have fun with that. Gives you a really good chance to work all 4 of the techniques that we're showing you. So go really slow at first. Don't get frustrated, especially with that slap. It takes a little bit to get a good slap every time you want it. But again, this is Mike from Warrior Beat. Stay tuned. We got 2 more weeks of instructional videos based on this West African rhythm called the bembe in celebration and in honor of Black History Month here in February. So this is Mike coming to you from my home studio, thanks to social distancing. So thank you for hanging out and watching. Stay tuned. I will be back next week to show you the low drum part. So again, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day and have fun drumming.